What if the first $1,000 you save matters more than the first $100,000 you invest? That may sound impossible. $1,000 will not make you rich. It will not buy financial freedom. It may not even cover a major emergency. But it can change something far more important. It can change the way you see yourself. Because before you save your first $1,000, every unexpected expense feels like a threat. A car repair becomes a crisis. A medical bill creates panic. A broken phone can force you to borrow money. You are not just living paycheck to paycheck. You are living one surprise away from falling behind. Your first $1,000 creates distance between you and that fear. And even on a low income, reaching it may be more realistic than you think. The problem is that most people approach saving in the wrong order. They pay their bills, buy groceries, cover transportation, spend a little on entertainment, and then promise to save whatever remains. But nothing remains. Not because they are irresponsible. Not because they lack discipline. The system itself is working against them. Money that stays in your checking account feels available. Every small purchase seems harmless. $5 here. $12 there. A subscription you forgot about. A delivery fee because you were tired. A quick stop at the store that somehow became $30. None of these expenses feels powerful enough to destroy your finances. But together, they quietly absorb the money that could have become your emergency fund. This is where the plan begins. Do not wait to discover how much you can save at the end of the month. Decide how much you will save before the month has a chance to spend it for you. Start with an amount that feels almost too small to matter. Maybe it is $10 from every paycheck. Maybe it is $20 every Friday. Maybe it is $5 whenever money enters your account. The exact amount is not the most important part. The order is: saving must happen before optional spending, not after it. Imagine two people earning the same income. The first person plans to save $100 at the end of the month. The second person automatically moves $25 into savings every week. The first person is relying on motivation. The second person is relying on a system. At the end of the month, the first person may have nothing left. The second person has already saved $100 without needing to make one dramatic decision. That is the first major shift. Stop treating savings like a reward for having a perfect month. Treat it like a bill that protects your future. But there is something most people misunderstand about saving on a low income. They assume the solution is to eliminate everything enjoyable. No coffee. No entertainment. No meals with friends. No small pleasures until the goal is reached. That approach may work for a few days. Sometimes even a few weeks. Then life starts to feel like punishment. Eventually, one frustrating day turns into a spending binge, and the person gives up completely. The goal is not to make your life miserable. The goal is to find expenses you barely value and redirect them towards something you value much more. For the next 7 days, do not try to change your spending. Just observe it. Look at every transaction and ask one question. Would I buy this again right now? Not someday. Not in theory. Right now. You may discover subscriptions you forgot you had. Convenience purchases that did not actually make your life easier. Food that went unused. Fees that could have been avoided. Small online purchases you barely remember making. These are invisible expenses. And invisible expenses are powerful because you do not feel the loss when the money leaves. You only feel confused when your account is empty. Suppose you find a forgotten subscription costing $15 a month, 2 delivery orders adding $40 in fees and markups, and several impulse purchases totaling another $45. That is $100. You did not need to completely change your lifestyle. You simply found money that was already leaving without improving your life. Now redirect it. The moment you cancel an expense, move that same amount into savings. Do not leave it in your checking account. If you cancel a $15 subscription, but keep the money available, it will probably disappear into something else. Every cut needs a destination. And this is where things start changing. Your first $1,000 should not sit in the same account you use for everyday spending. Put it in a separate savings account, preferably one that does not have a debit card attached to it. You want the money to be accessible during a real emergency, but slightly inconvenient during a moment of temptation. That small amount of friction matters. When your savings and spending money are mixed together, your balance lies to you. You see $800 and feel as if you have $800 available. But maybe $500 is meant for rent, $200 is meant for bills, and only $100 is truly free. A separate account creates clarity. It tells you, this money has a different job. Its job is not to entertain you. Its job is to protect you. If practical money strategies like this are useful to you, consider subscribing and liking the videos so more people can find them. Now, automatic saving and expense cuts can create the foundation. But when your income is low, there is often a limit to how much you can remove from your budget. You cannot cut rent to zero. You cannot stop eating. You still need transportation, electricity, and basic necessities. So the next step is not cutting harder. It is creating temporary income with a specific purpose. This is important because extra income without a destination often becomes extra spending. You work additional hours, sell something, or take a small side job. The money enters your account. You feel tired, so you reward yourself. A week later, the money is gone. Instead, give every extra dollar a mission before you earn it. Sell clothes, electronics, furniture, or equipment you no longer use. Take an extra shift. Offer a simple service in your neighborhood. Help someone move. Clean a yard. Walk dogs. Deliver food for a few evenings. Use a skill you already have. You do not need to build a second career. You need to create a short financial sprint. Imagine you save $25 each week from your regular income. That gives you $100 per month. Then you create another $100 each month by selling unused items or doing occasional work. You are now saving $200 per month. Your first $1,000 is no longer a distant dream. It is a 5-month project. And you may reach it even faster because some months will be better than others. A tax refund, a birthday gift, overtime pay, a bonus, or money returned from a deposit can accelerate the process. But there is one mistake that destroys this progress. People save money, see the balance growing, and then use it for something that was predictable. Annual insurance, holiday shopping, a routine bill, a trip they already planned, a sale on something they wanted. Those expenses may be important, but they are not emergencies. An emergency is urgent, necessary, and unexpected. A broken water heater may be an emergency. A medical expense may be an emergency. Losing income may be an emergency. A discounted television is not an emergency. Before you begin saving, write down what qualifies. This removes the need to debate with yourself later. When temptation appears, you will not be asking, "Should I use the money?" You will be asking, "Does this match the rule I already created?" That difference protects your progress. You should also make the goal visible. Do not simply watch a number inside a banking app. Create a simple tracker. Divide $1,000 into smaller milestones. The first $100 proves you can begin. The first $250 proves you can continue. $500 means you are halfway there. $750 means the finish line is close. Each milestone creates evidence. And evidence is more powerful than motivation. Motivation says, "Maybe I can do this." Evidence says, "I am already doing it." That identity shift is the real value of your first $1,000. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is bad with money. You stop believing that saving is only possible for people with high incomes. You begin to understand that wealth is not built from one perfect decision. It is built from repeated decisions that appear small at first. There will be difficult weeks. An expense will surprise you. You may save less than planned. You may even need to use part of the fund for a genuine emergency. That does not mean you failed. The fund did its job. Without it, you might have used a credit card, taken out an expensive loan, missed a payment, or borrowed from someone else. Using emergency savings for a real emergency is not losing progress. It is the reason the progress existed. Then you rebuild. Slowly. Calmly. Without shame. Because the most important habit is not protecting the balance at all costs. It is returning to the system whenever life interrupts it. And once you reach $1,000, pause for a moment. Not to spend it. To recognize what happened. You created money that has no immediate claim on it. No company is waiting for it. No bill has already consumed it. It belongs to your future. For the first time, an unexpected problem may arrive without immediately becoming debt. That is not financial freedom. But it is the beginning of financial control. And control changes your decisions. You become less desperate. You can think before borrowing. You can handle small emergencies without panic. You begin building from stability instead of constantly recovering from chaos. Your first $1,000 will not transform your life because of what it can buy. It will transform your life because of what it prevents. Stress, debt, late fees, panic. The feeling that one bad day can destroy an entire month. Start with the smallest automatic transfer you can maintain. Find the expenses you do not truly value. Redirect every cut. Create temporary extra income. Keep the money separate. Define what counts as an emergency. Track every milestone. Do not wait for the perfect income. Do not wait for the perfect month. Your financial life begins changing the moment you prove that some of the money you earn can remain yours. And after you save your first $1,000, the next question becomes even more important. What should you do with the money you save after your emergency fund is secure? Click the video appearing on your screen right now. It will show you the next step in turning financial stability into long-term wealth.